Hello everyone, Ellie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A type of video. I posted on my Instagram 2 separate questions. Sorry, my depth of field in it's like going in and out, so I'm sorry if that's distracting. I posted on my, if anyone knows how to fix that, let me know, by the way, because I've seen people's depth of field like last a lot longer, and I'm wondering if there's like a setting I need to do. I don't know. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. I posted on my Instagram, which you should definitely go follow me. We'll link it right on the screen so you can go look me up right now. 2 questions about the RRP community. One was, what are your icks about the RRP community, aka like what are things that irritate you about the community? And then the other question was, what are your yays about the community, aka what do you really enjoy about the RRP community? So I got some answers. There's not a lot, but there's enough to chit chat about. So I'm gonna look them up on my phone and we can get started. I'm not gonna be sharing the names of the people who sent me their answers, just out of respect to, it's their own opinion. I don't want them being put on blast if people don't like their opinion. So out of the respect for them, I will not be sharing who shared, but thank you to everyone who did submit your answers. It's very greatly appreciated. It was really awesome being able to read all these. So without further ado, let's start with the first one. So the first one on my list says, and I'm going to start training as we do this too. Let me turn off my depth of field. The first one says, and this was in response to what are your icks about the SSO rrp community. The first one says, maybe it's just me, but continuously saying, pretend there's a lead change or something along that line. I haven't seen this too often, but I recognize it because I think I definitely have seen that before. I think what this person's saying is just like, because our horses only have one lead, it's either the right or the left, and you can't like change your leads. A lot of, I don't know if it's a lot actually. Oh no. No, we can't afford, we cannot afford. Go. We cannot afford. Oh, are we gonna make it? Oh my god, we made it. Okay, back to the task at hand. So a lot of people, because our horses, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. A few people in the RRP community, or I don't even know how many people do it, they will say, pretend there's a lead change. I guess maybe in text, I'm not really sure. I haven't seen it anytime recently. But basically, because our horses only have one lead, like right now my horse is on. I want to say left. I don't know why I don't know why that took me so long. Yeah, the left. Oh god! Oh god, I just yelled into the mic. I'm sorry, headphone users. Why am I suddenly getting so frazzled at reading questions and answering questions while training? I usually never have this problem. Okay, let's continue. Next question. Or not, next answer. This next person said, when the RRP community tries to claim horse breeds and coats. Now, I agree with this. I have seen this here and there. Some RRP community members think that because they have, like, for instance, like some people like to claim the SSO horses only for them, for their RRP storyline. And if somebody else had this horse, or sorry, let me change my wording. If somebody else had this horse and they claimed it in their RRP, and then they saw that I had this horse and I put it in my RRP, they would get really upset and probably try to make a big deal out of it or something. Or they say, you can't use that horse. That's my RRP horse. And it's like, okay, but there are only, so many horses in SSO and coat colors in SSO, and it's not like we can pick our white markings. So they're gonna look similar in some fashion. But I guess some community members just think that they own that horse. They're entitled to that horse because they were the first one to put them in their RRP. I don't know. I haven't seen it all too often, but I do know it exists. So that's a good ick to have. I agree. I don't think claiming an RRP horse is necessary or polite to do because of the limited amount of horses we have. If SSO allowed us to change our horses' white markings, I think that would be a different story. Then you could probably have the same coat color, but then, different white markings and all that jazz. I think that would kind of change the game a little bit. All right, next ick. The toxicity within the community. There is toxicity specifically in regards to, and these next two people kind of talked about this in their answer, but I know there's toxicity in the fact that a lot of people copy. A lot of people are very judgmental about storylines. Like, for instance, if you don't like script writing, or you're just not a strong writer but you love storytelling, I know some people will, criticize how you filmed an RRP, the details in your RRP, if it's too fast, if it's too slow, if there's not enough B-roll, or just silly stuff like that. And it's like, we're all at different levels in this community, and I recently joined it. I've loved film and photography for as long as I can remember, and I'm not perfect at what I do. I did take film classes in college, so I have gotten set experience and film experience and videography and all that stuff, and I've always loved photography in general, so I've studied how to frame a shot, and I try to pace my videos good, but we're not all perfect, and perfect, first of all, doesn't exist, so don't strive to be perfect, because you're never going to achieve it, and that's going to be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, but it's just something I personally believe. But we all have to remember as a community that everybody in this community is at a different level of experience, of exposure to how to do a certain thing in the community, or not in the community, but different skills within film and videography. And I feel like this community gets really particular with how RRPs should be done. For instance, I think ever since Reshade came out, a lot of people don't watch RRPs if they don't have Reshade, because it's not, quote unquote, quotation marks, high quality or something. I think Reshade adds beautiful aesthetic to the video. Do I think it's necessary or required? Absolutely not. For the longest time, I filmed without Reshade because I didn't even know if my computer could run it. I'm on a gaming laptop, so I was I didn't want to explode my computer. But for the longest time, I didn't even have it. And I still feel I loved what I made, and I loved the quality of what I made because I put a lot of heart and soul into my work. And I feel like people in this community need to relax a little bit on Reshade, and don't go after people if they don't have Reshade, or if their script isn't super detailed, or there's a difference between. Sorry, I'm going on a whole tangent. Let's see where we're going next. I feel like the community is harsh, especially with new people who want to join and film, because there are videos out there that aren't super high production, and it's a learning curve, and I think we need to share some grace to members who are just entering this community and want to tell stories. I think we should lend a hand and offer advice. Gatekeeping tips and tricks and writing tools, and I don't think that's necessary. I think it benefits all of us if we help each other and offer support and encouragement, because this is it can be very difficult, writing scripts and finding time to film and getting those shots, and I think as a community, if we offer more grace and patience with each other, I think that'll help build the community up stronger, kind of lessen the tension, if you will. I went on a whole tangent. I don't even really know if that made sense. I just kind of spoke from my heart there. So if that made sense, wonderful. If it didn't, I apologize. But that's kind of my 2 cents on that. So with that being said, let's look at the next 2 icks. Copycats, people who steal content, and people with way too many RRP horses. Okay, so again, I mentioned that I was going to discuss the copying of content. I do know a lot of creators who have, unfortunately, had their storylines either directly quoted, or people have stolen their ideas. It's not word for word, but if you watch them and compare the 2 videos, it's clear that the other person stole the idea and is trying to make it their own. Okay, so like I said, this is a very creative community. People who are in this community love to create stories, to write, to, I feel like we're all daydreamers, and I love that. But with that, there's a difference between taking inspiration and stealing ideas. You know what I mean? If you want to take inspiration, that could be like framing a shot a similar way, right? You're not framing the same tree that they framed in their video. You could frame some flowers kind of in the same fashion, but not the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like take inspiration, you'd be like, "Oh, that's a good idea to use in my video. How can I make that my own but still implement that shot or that emphasis in the voice, the passion in the voice acting, right? Voice acting goes a long way in RRPs, and listening to other people can help other creators kind of learn how to use their inflection and their tone of voice and all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the stealing of content, like directly stealing from other people who worked so hard. It's like when we were kids. Treat people how you want to be treated, right? If you wouldn't want somebody stealing your toy, right? So don't steal theirs. So, you wouldn't want somebody stealing your content. Don't steal other people's content. It's really just that simple. But I think a lot of this community, especially people who do unfortunately steal, they think that they're not going to be caught, or they think that it doesn't matter. There could be copyrighted music that you're stealing in that video if you're recording the same audio. I know that happened to Amelia Dreambell, and that absolutely sucks. But you have to be so careful, because it's the internet. You are going to be found out. So yeah, don't steal. Don't do it. Okay, last one. When people copy your horse/coat and name, or just take your video and repost it like their own. So again, with the copying, and then this person also mentioned copying the horse with the coat and name. I also kind of feel like that is stealing a little bit, Like I said, there's only so many horses we have in SSO. I'm fine with people having the same coat color and then, different mane and tail or same mane and tail, like that's fine. But if you also copy the name on top of that, that's a little sus, you know what I mean? Like is that really necessary? Like come up with your own name, have fun with it. Like I feel like that copying a name on top of all the rest of that stuff is just kind of like, like what are you doing? Like what's the motive here? Like I said, there's a difference between taking inspiration and copying. Okay, that was a long segment, so I'm going to move on to the yays of the community, the things that people like about the RRP community. Let us look. Let me pause really quick so I can pick up my phone. Okay, I only have 3 of these answers. So here's the first one. When horses have registered names. I think it's so cute. Some people in the RRP community like to register their horses and give them registered names. Oh my god, that Mustang is so cute! Okay, sorry. I don't know why I made that noise. It looks really good in that paddock. I like that in the RRP community. It adds a touch of realism, right? I'm a big realism lover, so I try to implement that in my stories. I love it. Okay, next. Meeting amazing people and getting to see what everyone does with the game. I agree. I think that's great. There's so many creative, passionate people in this community, and I think it's absolutely incredible. With the bad, there is also good. There's people in this community who do help and give tips and tricks and assist, and there are people who support other role players and their storylines. There are fans of storylines. I think it's beautiful when a community comes together and supports each other's creativity. I think that it's art. It's a work of art, This storytelling is an art form, and a lot of people, everybody in this community is talented in their own ways. It is really cool to see what people do with their storylines, with their horses, right? And there is only so much you can do within like a horse storyline. But here's the thing, you do, with, the basic, like, I saved a wild horse, or like, lessons and blah, blah, blah. But then you see these other videos where people just kind of go outside the box, and I think it's really cool. So yeah, this community has so much creativity and so much passion, and I think that's amazing. Last but not least, new RIP ideas and concepts that I haven't seen before. So I kind of touched on this myself in the last answer, but yeah, there are a lot of new concepts and ideas that people are throwing out that aren't the basic, and I don't mean saying basic as like a negative term, but a lot of people start out with like a meet my horses or a trail riding video or, you know, stuff like that, which is it's kind of like it's an easier video to make, and it doesn't require a whole lot of complicatedness, if you will. And then that also kind of comes up to preference. Like some people like to make it more complicated or detailed, and you know, that's completely valid and awesome. But yeah, you see these new concepts pop up and these in-depth storylines and just crazy drama within the storyline, and it feels like an actual movie. I highly recommend going to watch Mira. Is it Myra? Bruh. I think it's Myra. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Go watch Myra Polarworth's Unbroken series on her channel. I am blown away by the talent. That is a highly detailed storyline that is short and sweet, but she packs so much intensity and detail into those episodes. It's so well written. Go watch it. Highly recommend. Shameless plug. And there are so many other channels and videos that you just search, just look up, go find people in this community that you haven't watched before. Like go find smaller creators, go find bigger creators, go find people in the middle. Go dabble in all of these storylines and you know, reshade ones, non-reshade ones, long videos, short videos. Like, I think one way we can support each other in this community is watching each other's content. Search up SSO rrp and scroll until you find something that looks interesting to you, or click on the first one you see. You know, like, I think that's one of the best ways that we as a community can support each other is by engaging in each other's content and supporting each other's stories, whether that's a big story or a small story, whether they're new to the community or if they've been here for 6 years, like, you know. So I feel like this has been a really long video. I think I've been recording for like 30 minutes, but thank you to everyone who answered the questions. I think this was really fun because I just kind of started rambling on and filling in with my own views and stuff. You know, like I said, with the good comes the bad. And we as a community can choose to amplify the bad or not, you know. If we want to focus on the bad is all that we're going to see. If we want to focus on the good is what we're going to see. So just keep that in mind as you're talking to people or giving feedback or commenting on people's videos. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop talking because I'm going to... Wait, I need to film an outro. Please hold. Okay, I'm going to stop talking because I could ramble on for forever. So I think this is a good stopping point. I don't know where I should go. Oh, this is cute. I like this. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Go ahead and comment down below your thoughts, your feelings, your everything, all of the above. Comment. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to if you'd like. And give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.